Press Start Podcast.
And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chillin'. This is episode number 102. And of course, I'm joined by my co host, Scobie1.
What is up, everybody? How are you doing today?
What's going on, man? So it is just me and you this week. Roger is not going to be joining us due to some life events, some good life events. So I'll let him announce that whenever that time comes. But how you been, man?
Doing well. Yeah, this last week I caught it on the drive home, so I got a chance to listen to it and see all the stuff that you guys were talking about. But other than that, dude, just living life. Had drill this weekend, so of course I had to bust out my, summertime family day T-shirt.
Right, right.
But yeah, how about you?
Oh, good man. Just trying to get through the week. Every day, I got my family reunion coming up this Saturday, so I'm really looking forward to that. So, I got to work 5 days in a row now at this point, so I can make sure I head off Friday and Saturday because my dad's also coming in from the south. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. But yeah, man, let's move into what we've been playing this week. We both got a decent list, honestly, this week. I just want to get right into it, talking about Baldur's Gate 3 with you because I mean it's breaking records. It just went over 800 concurrent users on Steam, and I was like, man, that shit's insane. Like it's getting really close to breaking Hogwarts Legacy. But how has your playthrough been so far?
So I haven't gotten as far into it as a lot of people have. Just because like the things I did over the weekend and like when it dropped. But I got in there. It looks great.
Hmm.
You can pick your origins. You can do all that stuff. The Dark Urge is what I'm doing. I'm doing a Drow sorcerer with a Dark Urge origin.
Right.
And honestly, I really spent the first, I want to say, 2 or 3 hours just basically picking my penis, seeing which one I wanted. Took some side by sides. No, but no, it's super fun. As a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, and the previous Baldur's Gates, yeah, it's fun. It looks great. I can't wait to actually dive more into it and have a little bit more of a report for Baldur's Gate 3 probably next week.
Right.
To fuck the bear or not to fuck the bear? That is the question.
Have you got any romance options yet, or is it still too early
I'm
for you?
not. It's still too early for me. That's why I want to after this and this week I'm gonna be hitting that real hard,
Okay.
trying to get in there and see what I can get out of it. But I'm fucking there.
But yeah, let's talk about a game that we played last Sunday. I don't think we're playing this Sunday, obviously for the Rogers reasons, but Exo Primal, it's still been fun. At least for me, and but I know Marshmallow here in our chat would also like to say like it gets really repetitive, and he's not going to hop in and play this game because of the gameplay loop doesn't change honestly. And I was just like, yo, he has a point. If it
Yeah,
wasn't
he
for like it
honestly
has
does.
like some sort of story elements, I probably wouldn't play this game all the time. But it's definitely been a fun experience with friends, like having that 5 man crew, hopping in and just having a blast. So, like it's been fun playing with you guys.
Yeah, it's fun playing with you guys. And Marshmallow is 100% correct. It's you're doing the same exact thing almost every time. The only thing like that would change is just kind of how you play it. It has become very repetitive, and if it weren't for playing with you guys, I probably wouldn't be playing the game
Hmm.
right now. Um, that's something that would probably sit a little bit further on the back burner. Definitely want to see the story and see that unfold, but yeah, just the repetitiveness has kind of weighed a little bit. But like I said, playing with you guys makes it 10 times better, and
Right.
that's why I'm there. I'm there to play with you guys.
Yeah, definitely never going to solo queue this game. At least not for a while. Like maybe down the road, like season 1, 2, or 3, whatever, and they add more content, new ways to play the game. I think that could reinvigorate four to play it more like that. But right now, it's literally looking like the same mission, except like instead of making a right, you went straight. Instead of straight, you're making a left, and it's just kill the
Yeah,
dinosaur.
like
I mean,
kill
we've
the
been starting to
dinosaur.
see
Wait,
more
wait for it.
dinosaurs,
Yeah.
like new dinosaurs. So like that's been cool, I guess. But I mean, maybe by
Yeah,
the end of the story, maybe we're you never know what dinosaurs are going to come because there's
that's
45 different
yeah,
ones to choose from.
and that's kind of what I'm thinking is as we progress further, those options open up for us to get different dinosaurs, different paths, hopefully a different area, like or a different arena.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, stay. I'm gonna stay hoping, but that'll be it.
Yeah. So you also have been playing Diablo 4. How much have you had a chance to play that over the last week?
Still pushing in on Season of the Malignant. Having some fun with that. You get some crazy buffs with like some of your Malignant hearts. But trying to balance that Exoprimal, Touching Grass,
Hmm.
and Baldur's Gate when I have the options. Or sometimes if I don't want to play anything, I just want to get mindless. I'll play some Warzone 2.
Right.
So they've all kind of gotten a very low balance for right now.
Right. So I mean, touching grass. You were probably touching some grass when you're playing some Pokemon Go. I presume. Is this your
I
touching
was.
grass?
So actually, no. I was touching tram at the boardwalk in Ocean City. 'Cause they have the tram. It's like $5 to take you all the way up from like Zero or First Street all the way up to the end of the boardwalk, and it's $5 back. And I'm just sitting there hatching eggs. I'm just catching everything. I'm just going through all of the Pokestops. But yeah, that's about the most touching grass that I was able to get under my belt so far the past week.
Right. Okay. So as you can see here, man, I would say I have a really interesting list of games compared to what I've been playing over the past months. Honestly, I continue my playthrough of Mass Effect 3. That's my I'm calling it my big game stream because I want to start balancing between playing big games that are going to take me 40, 60 hours, but also if I don't feel like playing, investing time into that, let me hop in and play a smaller game, which is where I started playing Rise Son of Rome, which I actually ended up beating this week. Marshmallow King did also hop into my chat when I was playing that, and he was like, "Yo, this was like a really low key game. Like it was pretty good. It looked good. The executions were there. The story was fun, and the game holds up really well. It's a 10-year-old game. This game launched with the Xbox One. This was a 2013 game, and it still looks good. And it kind of reminded me of like almost like an Assassin's Creed, like when I was playing Odyssey or Origins and stuff like that. And it's just like, yo, like this shit's dope, and the story was great. Where's Rise Son of Rome 2? Like that's I need that in my life.
Yeah, I don't really ever recall seeing that game come across any like feeds or anything like that. And then I saw that and I was like, what is that? And I saw that this is like 9 or 10 years old. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, and it was an Xbox exclusive, and it's just it Marshmallow said here, it was definitely way overlooked. Like this game is gonna
Yeah,
go under the radar. It
right.
takes like 4 hours to beat. I think like maybe a little bit more than that. I think it took me like six to beat it. So it's not a long game. I beat it in 3 streams, so it wasn't too bad. I definitely enjoyed it. I even had my fiance watch the end of it when I was beating it. She was like hyping me up and like fuck him up, kill him, and so it was good time, good
Love it.
times.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
So I see Halo Master Chief Collection.
yeah, I mean, as you can see in the parentheses, there was a reason why. There was the Game Pass quest. It was like get like 5 kills in a multiplayer match. I was like, okay, free 500 points for me for quests, and hopped in there, team Slayer, and I got waxed. But I got my 5 kills at least. I was number one on my team, but we got smoked. There was this dude down here, and he had like 30 or 40 kills, and I was like, this shit's insane.
You just got absolutely dragged. Well, I
Like
feel like
my first
he.
match was with a sweaty, and I was like, this
Oh
man has
yeah,
been playing Master Chief Collection since day one.
I feel like just the way Halo has gone, the only people that are still on it are the diehards and the sweats. So getting dragged isn't very uncommon.
No, yeah, definitely not at all. But yeah, overall, definitely a fun experience. But my other game here on the list was Mario Kart 8. Me and my fiance decided to have a little date night the other night, and we played some Mario Kart 8. And in the process, I actually ended up quote unquote beating it, which was interesting. Credits rolled and everything. I was like, well, okay. I forgot that you can actually technically beat this game because you beat all of the races at least once, like, and you win all the cups at least once. So we did that, had fun, whooped her ass. She beat me in the last one, so that was nice to see her win and see the excitement on her face. So, because she don't really game, she's not a gamer, but it's awesome to see her hop in and play whenever we can.
I feel like Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart in general is just one of the ultimate stress tests to a relationship.
If you
Just
could
because
survive Mario Kart, you will
if
survive the
it's
relationship.
yeah, like everybody's like, oh well, if you guys get a puppy, you do this. Like, nah, if you all sit down and play Mario Kart or like Mario Party or something like that
Yeah.
together, and you're playing against each other, like Smash Brothers, you're playing against each other. That's puppies are easy.
Yeah, I hear that for sure. But and last but not least here on my list, I mean, actually, let's talk about your last before I move on to mine. Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. For you, I haven't played probably in a while. How's it playing? Is it still holding up, or
It's the same shiny poop.
the shiny
Um,
shiny poop?
but it's still like we said a while back. There's just nothing quite like it. I was not a fan of like power ups being part
Hmm.
of the main game, but I did suck it up and buy that Black Noir bundle just because Black Noir
So
is
you're
fucking
part of the
great.
problem, huh? You're
Well,
part of
I'm
the problem.
absolutely part of the problem. Everybody always asks me if I'm going to be part of the solution to the problem. The problem.
The problem,
I'm
yeah.
I'm going to make the problem worse.
Yeah, because
Um,
I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of content creators for Call of Duty, and they're at a breaking point where they don't want to play the game anymore because all they are focused on are bundles, 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 bundles. How can I make this
it's
bundle better? How can I make this game pay to win? Because all of them DMZ bundles where like you buy this when it comes with a
you
free
get
UAV or
replays.
whatever,
Yep, yep.
and it just they stopped giving us good content. Multiplayer has been shitty. Warzone updates have been shitty. Like it's been an overall shitty experience, and we keep giving them money. We keep giving them a reason to come back because we're complaining, but yet here we are buying every bundle that comes out.
Well, and it's like it's like we've spoken before. Like, what are we gonna do?
There's
Not
nothing
play
else to
it?
play, and that's the problem.
Like, what are we gonna do? Not play it, and then we're gonna get completely waxed, and then we're gonna be like, well, it's because they're using that fucking sick blueprint gun that came pro tuned, which has a hidden attachment somehow.
Right.
Always, it's gotta be.
Well, no,
And
there
then
was another one that just happened. There was a new blueprint that came out that it came with like certain thermal, but you know like the yellow thermal where like highlights the enemy in yellow or whatever.
uh-huh.
Well, this new one it highlights it in like red, and like the image around the enemy is like crystal clear. So it's like a pay to win scope, and the only way to use that scope is if you buy that bundle. And it's just
Yeah,
like, come on, bro,
but
like fucking it
like I
up.
said, we haven't really been playing it that much, so like we're kind of stepping away. We're playing some other stuff.
Hmm.
So hopefully everybody else will kind of also start doing that.
Right, maybe. But
But
the crazy thing is, since we weren't playing Exo Prime, I was going to see if you wanted to play Call of Duty or something. But we'll figure that out as this
I
time
mean,
goes.
I'll still play with you. Like I said, what are we gonna do? Not fucking play? There's
Pretty
nothing else
much.
to fucking
There's
play.
nothing else to play,
There's
right?
nothing else. Well, okay, correction. There are lots of things to play. There's so many other things to play, but it's like you're either starting a new game, you're doing something solo. Not everybody has it, and Warzone is still just like that free to play. Like we all can just get together, run 4 or 5 games, call it a night, and bounce your uncle. Like
Right.
that's it.
I mean, you could play the game competitively like I did last night or 2 nights ago, Fall Guys. That's on my list here, and I literally played two sets of games and I won 2 crowns so that you get to the end you end up being the winner chicken dinner. And I was like, bro, I haven't won a crown in like forever, and even when I used to play it all the time, I never could get a crown to save my life. But the first 2 games I hop in, I get back to back crowns. I was like, yeah, I'm turning it off. Like this game must be broken or
Too
something.
easy.
Like
Too
this is too
easy. Yeah,
easy,
but
bro. Like I can't play it no more.
that's I was about like I saw that on the list and basically that was my same reaction. Marshmallow. I was like, damn, Fall Guys.
Fall Guys, that's still a thing.
That's still around.
Yeah,
People still play that, but I guess so.
yeah. I was
I
bored the other
guess
day, and I was like, yeah, I kind of missed playing Fall Guys. It was fun, but they have added so much to it, so they just keep making it better. Honestly, Fall Guys is a game I don't think is ever going to die. I think it's always going to be around, but it's just definitely not in the mainstream media. Like it's not where when it first came out, it was this big old fucking game that everybody and their mom was playing. Not no more.
yeah. I mean, good for them.
Right. So I think we got to move on here to the upcoming game releases. Just got to make sure I pull it up here since I did forget to drop it into the itinerary. Poor me. Um, long day of work. I was trying to fucking do the itinerary in between customers. That was fucking great.
Daydreaming about those the back to back crowns.
Yeah, I was just too worried about that. Professional streamer, all the
Professional
way.
streamer, by the way. Professional 100%.
So let's move on here to the upcoming game releases. All right, so let's kick it off here. Let's see what we got here on the list. So we got Gourd coming to the PS5, Xbox Series X and S. That's coming out on the 8th. So this looks like a next gen game, which is awesome. It's leaving the Xbox One and PS4 behind them, which is awesome. Oh damn! I just closed out the list here. Rip me. I'm really fucking great tonight. Um, Let's see
It's
what
the
else.
it's the new format. It's the Twitch guest star.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
throwing
not.
me off for sure. And then you got Tower of Fantasy, which looks like it's a PS5 exclusive coming out here on the 8th. Actually, not PS5. Looks like it's also coming to PC and mobile. So it looks like it's skipping Xbox because it looks like it's been out on PC and mobile since October 20th, 2022. So it's just getting the PS5 treatment. So that's cool there. Let's see what else we got here. WrestleQuest coming to all platforms, including last gen, coming out on the 8th. Then you got 30XX coming to the Switch and the PC on the 9th. Big one here that I'm looking forward to is Atlas Fallen. It did get delayed, but it's finally getting its release here on August 10th, coming to the next gen consoles and PC, which looks pretty good. You can play co-op, um, and it's coming from Focus Entertainment, so it's an action game. Looks pretty cool with all like sorcery, power, stuff like that. So really looking forward. I'm probably adding it to my co-op list to check out. But the other excitement here is that Stray, once the PlayStation exclusive now coming to Xbox, coming out on August 10th. I wish this was coming to Game Pass. Sadly, it's not. But I think it's going to be worth the $30. I think it is to get this game to finally play it. So really, really, really looking forward to that one. Then we got Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. That sounds terrible. It's coming to all platforms on August 10th. If anybody's looking for that kind of game, I assume it's probably like it's coming from Humble Games, so it's probably like a visual novel would be my guess along the lines of that. Um, my dumbass just closed out the fucking thing again. I'm doing great today, guys. This is why Roger handles the upcoming game releases now. Then we got House Flipper coming out to PSVR 2 and the PSVR on August 11th. And that rounds out our list for the upcoming game releases. So, Scott, do any of these games stand out to you? Are you going to check out or any of that?
Honestly, Stray Gods looks really fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. So, so obviously there's the Atlas Fallen just looks fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a huge RPG. I'm a huge RPG guy. I love RPGs. But as a theater kid in high school, Stray Gods looks really, dude. It looks fun.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just gonna be like you said, like a visual novel. It's just gonna end up being probably something I feel kind of like it would be quirky, kind of like fun,
Mm-hmm.
just something to kind of be a little different.
Right.
That looks that the role playing musical that actually looks really pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. So between Atlas and Stray Gods,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, mine definitely got to be Atlas Fallen and then Stray. No particular order there, but I'm probably gonna play Stray first because it's gonna add to my long list of co-op games that I gotta get to. That me and Paul, aka Inhuman, will probably run through, for sure. Because we're actually continuing our Back for Blood journey this week. I think we're playing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 10 o'clock, so I'll be on the lookout for those streams there. But if that's everything in regards to game releases, let's go ahead and move on to the industry news from the week. All right, so I'm gonna kick it off here. We just got a little bit of an update in regards to the Microsoft and Activision Blizzard deal. Microsoft has officially submitted their new deal proposal to the CMA, which happened back on July 25th. It says this was a quote from the article. It says it is unusual for the CMA to entertain new proposals after a final report, but apparently, at the behest of the cat, they at least considered a new proposal from Microsoft, and the CMA is now open for comment on the restructured deal. Outside of that, though, Activision Lulu Chang denies the source code for the Transformer games has been lost. We talked about it last week where they were like, oh no, the Transformer games might be lost on a hard drive that we may or may not get. And Activision was like, no, we have it. We didn't lose it. It's here. So,
it was at a computer repair shop in Delaware.
right, it was just in the back room just sitting like, oh yeah, we forgot about that. We forgot to pick it up. We dropped it off for cleaning. But yeah, man. Outside of that, nothing new. I think it'll be pretty quiet until they figure out the CMA, and then kind of from there, it'll start the domino effect. After that, we'll start to see the transition of that deal. But outside of that, From Software, where's on a new Scott?
They did, and I think once that CMA stuff goes through, we'll start seeing if whether we actually wanted this, or if we're just gonna press forward and do a Doom world that we created.
Right.
But speaking of something that is a little sad here, So From Software, you said has an update, and that's Yuka Kitamura leaves the company after 12 years.
Hmm.
Anybody who's played any Dark Souls games, any from the Souls series, um, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Sekiro, um, that's the composer that really handled a lot of the music and had it was a huge part, almost was like synonymous.
Right.
But yeah, Yuka Kitamura is going to be leaving to actually go do freelance composer work. Hopefully, there's a lot of success there. We've had a lot of enjoyment from the music over the years, from some of these games, and just kind of waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is huge because, like, I mean, he's really good for what he's did at From Software, but now he'll be able to put his hands into some maybe indie work or some other titles where I'm like, yo, this music's fire. Who did it? Oh shit, it was Yuka. Like that's gonna be awesome.
The motherfucker from Souls.
But moving on here to our last industry news. Another unfortunate news. Striking Distance Studio, the developer behind the recent the Callisto Protocol, which was supposed to be like a spiritual successor to the Dead Space franchise, has officially laid off 32 employees. Sad to see. It just some AAA games aren't hitting, and if they don't hit, they got to make cuts and to see if they can survive. So
It's the
sad to
nature
see
of the
there.
beast. It's an unfortunate one, but it's the nature of the beast, and it's kind of how you roll those dice. Hate to see it happen. Hopefully, they can find somewhere else to go that's going to be another good developer that they can put some skills at, and hopefully, they get a hit.
Right. Only time will tell. But yo, that's crazy that we only have three industry news topics this week.
That was that was the first time in a long time that I think we've only had like less than five industry news topics here
Right.
on,
Yeah, it's
on
definitely been a while because normally this
this is
segment would last us up until almost 8 o'clock, and
yeah,
it's
this
not
is
even
normally
seven
our meat
thirty.
and potatoes.
It has
Like,
been.
this is it. I mean, this is the mains.
Yeah.
We've had the appetizers. This is the mains, and man, they just have not given us a lot so
Yeah.
far this week.
Yeah,
We can
not
start with
not
the
not in regards to industry, but there was a decent amount of gaming news, which I'm really excited to dive into. So let's go ahead and let's check it out. All right, so I'm gonna kick it off here. Obviously, week to week, we got Xbox news. First off, just in regards to some news, 70 to 80% of all Game Pass subscribers subscribe to Game Pass Ultimate, and I was just like, damn. Like, I was actually surprised to see that number. Like, most of their subscribers subscribe to Ultimate, but then I was just like, well, it kind of makes sense because like, if you had Xbox Live Gold and then you wanted to get Game Pass, it only made sense to get Ultimate. So like it's
yeah,
structured to put you into Ultimate automatically.
yeah. That's it's 100% one of those things that just makes sense. I actually feel like that's a good solid number to be expected. I'm not surprised it's not a little bit higher, but yeah, it's the move that makes the most sense. Marshmallow said, "That's me." Same here.
Right.
Same here. I'm on the PC Ultimate. I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you at that point?
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, you think about it, like people who only game on PC only need to get PC Game Pass, which it's not the Ultimate version. It's just PC Game Pass because you have no reason to get the Ultimate. Where like
I
if
thought it
you're
was
if
the PC Ultimate. I don't
they
know.
might call it, but it's like separate. Like it's
Yeah,
you have console Game Pass and you have PC Game Pass, but then there's Ultimate Game Pass. Their naming shit for everything is annoying. Like even going from the old consoles, Xbox One S and One X to the Series S and Series X, that was a fucking nightmare for
well,
sure.
if I ever decide to plug in the Xbox, maybe I'll see if I can also get it over on there as well. Who knows?
if if it's good, um, but some I think this is some really weird news that Microsoft is killing off the Xbox companion app for Windows, uh, because like this app does a lot and it hasn't been replicated in any of their other apps yet. So really curious. This says that the companion app will be killed off on August 28th, so you got until the end of the month to use it. The companion app is separate from the modern Xbox app, which houses the PC Game Pass and the cloud gaming section. Um, but like some of the functions are going to not. There's no replication from it, like being able to save your screenshots and the videos, and like being able to share stuff like and see your news feed and your friends feed and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of features in that core app that hasn't been carried over.
Yeah, and like I use it sparingly, so I'm
Hmm.
not gonna miss it when it's gone. But you're absolutely right; it has a lot of those functionalities that we haven't seen anywhere else yet. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see an update to the Xbox app that's just going to include some of those things and get them into one app because it doesn't make sense to have the two apps
Right.
when you can have the one with all the functionality. And it kind of seems like they're just doing a little bit of housekeeping here.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
definitely
way they
agree.
don't have to worry about both apps. And I'm willing to bet we'll see the functionality move in to the Xbox app for PC, and then they'll just push on from there.
Right. Yeah, definitely agree with that. And then in regards to Game Pass, though, and we were just talking about Baldur's Gate 3, but apparently Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are coming to Game Pass soon. This was revealed via the Game Pass app. Like, there was like an advertisement, like, hey, play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 on Game Pass, but they're not on Game Pass yet. So it's a accidental official announcement.
Accidental
Yeah.
leak.
I mean, it was perfect timing, right? Baldur's Gate 3, it's booming right now. Why not bring Baldur's Gate 1 and 2? Because we're not going to get Baldur's Gate 3 on Xbox for a very long time because they're having issues with the development, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But it'll be here before we know it. And to round out our Xbox news part of the Xbox news is you'll be able to stream to Discord from the Xbox soon, which is awesome. And right now you can do that if you're a part of the Xbox Insider program, and that's awesome. I just hope that if I can stream to Discord from my Xbox, I hope I can view someone else's stream on Discord on my Xbox. You know, because like you're always like, hey, I'm streaming on my thing, and I'm like, I can't look at
Yeah,
it.
probably. Obviously, there's not going to be like a concurring stream while you're playing something, most likely. But I'm willing to see if that's going to come through. Like, I could see it where you can just pull up a Discord, pull up a stream, and that's what you get
Hmm.
until you want to play something else. I love watching some of my friends' streams. There's times where I'll get in, I'll play, like I'll be playing a game, or I'll just be hanging out, and I'll just pull up something on Discord.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like it's super fun just to watch other people play some stuff. Um, I think that's kind of the culture we live in now a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Especially, I mean, case in point,
Yeah, we're streaming.
gestures to everything.
Right.
Yeah, so case in point. But yeah, no, that's a cool feature that to put on there, and I hope that sees a lot of use.
Yeah, I personally never found it useful to stream when I'm playing to Discord because if I'm going to stream to anything, I'm just going to stream right to Twitch. Like there's no other reason for me to stream to Discord because there's no benefit. Where like I'm an affiliate with Twitch where I can stream to Twitch and have a chance of getting a subscriber or donations or support and stuff like that. So
Well, I mean, there's also plenty of people that don't stream on Twitch at all. Or don't want to do that, or but you can still share those times like with your friends, like
right,
in
yeah.
your channels. Like I mean, I watch some of my friends still play old school RuneScape,
Mhm.
and it's still just fun to watch. Or alternatively, we've also like just had days where it's like we've gotten and into a channel and we've just like pulled up like what was it 60 days in and we're just watching shit TV shows like together on Discord.
Right.
So it's fun. So hopefully you'll be able to do some of that almost like a watch party.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's fun and there's a lot of people that don't do the Twitch.
Right, yeah.
Don't do the Twitch streaming. I think this is really kind of more for them
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
to
It's
kind
more
of
for the
like,
private
hey,
streamers.
yeah,
I'm gonna call them.
eh, the private
Yeah,
streamers,
because
yeah,
I'm clearly a
yeah,
public streamer. Like anybody can search me, anybody can find me.
hmm
Where like Discord, like you have to be in that Discord,
yeah,
and you actually have to have permission in that channel that I'm in specifically to then view it as well.
yeah. Only streams link in bio.
Right. But let's move on to some games from Xbox. This one was actually a big surprise because came out of nowhere. But Killer Instinct, fighting game, just like Street Fighter 6 or Mortal Kombat. But Killer Instinct is getting its 10th anniversary update. So the game is 10 years old because it launched also with the Xbox One, and it's getting some balance updates, improved matchmaking, which a lot of the Xbox has been doing. I mean, look at Call of Duty, the Gears, Fable. All of them have been getting matchmaking improvements. But on top of that, it's getting like a 4K upgrade, so it's bringing it to the modern day gaming, and it's. I mean, this is perfect timing. You got all of these other fighter games that are just booming. The fighting market is booming. Why not throw Killer Instinct back in the market and see if it can garner enough attention again to put
Well,
efforts into it?
I mean, it already has the attention. Killer Instinct definitely has like a very niche following. I used to play the shit out of that game when I was a kid.
Hmm.
I haven't played. I played the remake for a bit. It just wasn't for me. Um, that was more of like the nostalgia coming
Right.
through.
Yeah.
But there's still people that love that game, and for good reason.
Hmm.
So good for them to see that, to see they're getting some updates and see if they can bring a few more people in
Yeah.
to get in that, because there's dozens of them.
For sure. So let's move on to talk about some Xbox hardware stuff. There was two big things here. First off, or I should say three. Xbox has launched in their store the ability to order replacement components for your controllers, and I applaud them because the right to repair. This is on full
It,
show here.
it is massive, and right to repair has always been a thing that people have fought for, and to see them come do that for their controllers,
Yeah.
like 100%.
Right. And
Especially if you get pissed and smash it, now you gotta fix it.
right. Yeah, but apparently, like, it is a pretty complex thing to do, is like to take it apart and hope that you will fix it. So if you're not confident enough, I don't recommend doing this yourself. Still try to find somebody that you know would be able to do this and not fuck up the controller. But like, I was listening to a podcast. He was like, like if my controller's already broke
What
and
are you
I try
gonna
to do
do?
it myself and I break it some more, it was already broke to begin with, so it's all right.
What's it gonna do? Not work? So I was gonna say, I will take the opposite opinion of that. If you are uncomfortable
Go for it.
opening up the controller and doing all that, do it. You should be the person that does it, because you will become comfortable. Everybody's bad at something until they learn how to do it, and you learn exact. There it is. Yes, Marshmallow. It is a learning experience.
Yeah, it
I
sure is.
used to, I used to, I used to mess around with broken shit all the time when I was a kid, especially for computers, and that's literally landed me on the path that I am on now.
Right. Yeah.
Just because I got really, really passionate about it. And if you're, I mean, if you're the kind of person that's smashing your controllers, uh, playing Assassin's Creed 2 when you're a kid, you learn to try to fix that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but worst comes to worst, you can always just get a new controller, which I also think maybe they're kind of banking on. Somebody's gonna get their stuff. They're gonna be like, I don't want to do this, so I'm just gonna get a new controller.
Right.
Cool. Now they sold you a part and a new controller.
Right, right. They rely on people like me, where you have a collection of controllers that sit on the wall. Like, oh, it's broken. Time to grab another one.
Yeah. Swoop.
Right. But yeah, Marshmallow, it is definitely a learning experience because, like, I was thinking about it too. Back in the day, I used to replace like iPod touch screens all the time because like those were a lot easier than like iPhones now, where you have to break the water seal, the waterproofing seal. Where like those ones that didn't have one, you would just like pop it off, undo the screen from the motherboard, do whatever you need to do, and that was it. Put it back together. Snap. Done. Easy.
Yeah.
But now that shit's too damn complicated. Where yeah, I would be uncomfortable trying to take an iPhone apart because I gotta get a fucking heat gun and heat the shit up.
Well,
And
you gotta do the heat gun. You have to do the suction cup with the ring.
yeah,
You have to pull it. Like I've done a few. It's just I've done. I'd probably say about a dozen of them, and I'm still uncomfortable every
yeah,
time. But it's a learning experience, and it's fun to do.
yeah.
Well, your screen wasn't working anyway. You gonna be mad at me?
Right. But speaking about controllers though, they did announce a new controller which I think looks pretty dope. Let me see if I can bring it up here on screen. I'm struggling here with the new fucking Twitch guest star to make sure I do this correctly here.
It's a
But
learning experience.
yeah, man, it's definitely a learning experience for sure. Um let's see. Got the talk show. Let's get that. Boom. Let's cut out the video a little bit better. Boom. And let's
That
go to the
looks
show.
it does
So
look really good.
so, just real quick cutouts. This is the Vapor controller, the Storm Cloud Vapor Special Edition controller, and like the print of the controller, like the clouds and stuff like that, is unique to its own controller. Like each controller is going to look different because it's just how the nature of the print is, which is awesome. So you basically have like a one of one controller technically every single time,
Is
except
it a is it a dip,
yeah, it's some kind. I don't know exactly how they do it, but apparently,
like
like
a
the
hydro
mold that they
dip or
use,
something?
it makes it so it'll be a different pattern every single time. So looks pretty dope. I want to eventually add it to the collection, but I have a bunch of other ones that I still want to buy that are high on my list. Definitely looking forward to adding that one though to the collection.
That
Um,
one does look really good. I might actually look. I still have just old boy here
mm,
for when I want to play on a controller, but that looks That looks really good.
I mean, I
Um,
feel like this controller here is still the best controller that they've come out yet with the Series S and
uh,
X. This is
the
the Forza
guts.
Horizon
Yeah,
controller, and it's fucking like translucent too.
yeah, you can
So
see
like
the
this shit's
guts.
badass. Um, and then like my other one that I like is the black one that's kind of it's translucent as well.
It does look
This
good.
was
Yeah,
this was the
reminds me of the
20th
old.
anniversary.
Reminds me of the old goat. Uh, Mad Cats.
Yeah, the Mad Cat, yo.
They were there for us when no one else
I
was.
mean, it never ends, man. Like I got a PS2 controller that's fucking translucent.
Dude, translucent was one of my favorite things you could see
It was
on a
peak
controller. It was
fucking
so
video
fun.
game design.
It was. Mm,
I mean, the
yes,
Nintendo
sir.
64 was translucent. The whole
Mm,
system, like
the
that shit
whole
was
system.
badass.
Yeah, man, that stuff was good.
Right. Um,
Anyway,
yeah. So to round out our hardware news from Xbox, Xbox has teamed up with a company known as Haworth. Haworth. They do chairs. They make different chairs, and they are going to bring Xbox-inspired chairs. So, if you haven't seen those, go check it out. I think there's an article on the Xbox Wire, so if you want to see that, go check that out. But moving on here. Oh, you had something to say about the chairs?
wow, I was just gonna say when they start making couches, then I'll worry about it.
Yeah. So you can get a couch, have couch coffee. I see where you're
The
going.
Xbox Series S chaise lounge just hanging off the side.
Right. It just has the console built into the
Made
couch.
for hours and hours of gaming and
Yeah.
just like binge watching. Yeah, 100%.
Now on to Xbox services. There was a just update to Game Pass. So with the additions, you got Celeste and a Short Hike. Both came out for cloud console and PC already. I do know Marshmallow King has actually already beaten a Short Hike. It is a really quick game. I think it takes like 2 hours to beat. So I might give it a go just because it is a really quick game. But next up on the 8th, you got Broforce Forever coming to cloud console and PC. Then on the 9th, Limbo is returning to Game Pass. It's been a while since it's been there, but if you have not played this, this is one of the greatest indie games of all time. Highly recommend it. On August 10th, you got Airborne Kingdom coming to cloud, console, and PC. And then you got Everspace 2 coming to cloud and Xbox Series S and X on August 15th. This, excuse me, this is a big time game from the PC market, and it's finally coming to console, and it'll be available on Game Pass. So I'm really excited to see there. Now, as for departures on August 15th, we are losing Death Stranding. This was once a PlayStation exclusive, and it kind of still is a PlayStation exclusive. It just became available on PC, but it was added to Xbox's Game Pass, which is fucking hilarious. But I wish this game would have came to console. I would have played it. But then you got Edge of Eternity, Cloud Console, and PC. Midnight Fight Express, I highly recommended that. My playthrough is available on Shoot to Win's YouTube channel right now. So if you don't want to play it, you can go watch me play it. But if not, it is available for another week or so. So definitely go play it out there. But unfortunate news here is Total War Warhammer 3 for Game Pass PC is leaving on August 15th. This is a huge game. I'm actually really surprised it's leaving, and I know a lot of people that still play this game. So, sad news.
Womp, womp, womp.
Maybe it'll be back. Maybe it'll be back because I do bring games back that leave. So, it's
You
an
can bring
ever
back like
evolving
the
market.
classic. Well, once the death threats start coming in, I'm sure
How dare you? I'm
they'll
gonna kill
probably. And we're talking like old school snail mail.
you. Yeah.
Just like you fucking bastards.
So, enough Xbox. Usually we have Lunatic, Oblivion, aka Roger, talk about the enemies of Xbox, PlayStation. But I'll take them since I want to leave you with your Nintendo boys over there. But PlayStation, not much. Just in regards to one of their future updates to their software that's coming out for the PlayStation 5. It's in beta right now, and the new beta finally adds support for Dolby Atmos, which Xbox and PCs has had for since the Xbox One days. So it's like, okay, glad to see PlayStation is getting a feature that is
Yeah,
actually it's a really good feature. If anybody has never tried Dolby Atmos, like that really does help with the visuals and the sound and stuff like that. So
yeah. The spatial sounding is fantastic.
yeah,
It's chef's kiss, but it's like the technology of yesterday is on the PlayStation tomorrow.
right. As always, playing catch up as of recently, but for all those boys or men that have a wife that as soon as you turn your PlayStation on, they're like, "What are you doing? You're not about to play the game." You know, yeah. Well, it's because she heard that do do do. turn on. And with the new beta, you can officially turn off the boot up beep sound. So that's awesome. Never knew that we were that was probably a highly requested feature. They probably got tired of all the shit they would go through. Because I
Hey,
love
yo,
seeing the
anytime I
memes.
go,
It's all over TikTok. You were
dude,
like,
the memes are 100% fire.
they're like,
They're
your girl
so good.
be your girl be dead asleep. As soon as you turn that shit on, and she goes, and like wakes up. Oh, we will still
So
know. I doubt
we will
it.
still know. Oh no, for sure.
She'll have the
Not because
PlayStation
of the
app
beep.
downloaded, and as soon as
Yeah,
you go online, it says, "Hey, Scobie 1 is online."
yeah, she'll know not because of the beep, but because of the corresponding like. Damn it! Are you serious?
Fuck.
Fuck! Fuck! What the fuck?
Yeah,
Like that 100%. She'll always know.
yeah,
100%. She
for
feels
sure.
it. But
So
dude, the memes have been absolutely fire. Like sitting with your girl for like 8 hours on the couch watching your phone. It's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go up. Yeah, she says the swearing,
yeah,
100%, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go up and play my game. Turn it on. Like, wow, you really gonna play your game right now?
yeah, yeah. I sure am.
She
So
is not like that. She's actually very supportive of
yeah,
me playing my video games and our little kind of parallel playtime. So yeah,
right.
10 out of 10 for her on that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how Lauren is as well. Definitely appreciate that. I'm like, hey, honey, I'm about to go play the game. All right, cool, have fun. Okay, shit.
100%. Yeah.
I'd be pissed
And
if I had.
speaking of,
I used to have girls in the past like, oh, you're playing the game again. I'm like, yeah, bitch, I'm playing the game. No,
yeah,
it's never yeah, bitch, but no, it's like yeah, I'm
it's
playing the
never
game.
yeah, bitch, but yes, yeah, maybe is that okay? Like,
Yeah,
is it cool?
right.
You
Because
start
clearly
running
it's a
through the
problem.
things. Start running through the
Like,
things.
all
And
right,
you're like,
well, what do you want to do? I don't know. Well, then I'm gonna go play the game.
I said,
Yeah,
bitch. You said that though, right? You said that though.
I
Yeah,
said that
yeah,
though.
yeah. But
But
moving on, and,
yeah,
and
man.
speaking about how supportive my lady friend is when it comes to that, whenever I would boot up the Switch to play some Tears of the Kingdom and some games there, she was always very supportive for that. But speaking of the Switch, they have now sold 129.53 million units. On top of that, the one game I played the most recently, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, has officially sold 18.51 million copies.
Yeah, that's fucking impressive.
It is uh, astounding. It's not an unexpected one, but damn, when you see it there, it is huge.
Yeah,
For them.
because so right now the PlayStation 2 is still number one at a little over 155 million units. Then you have the Nintendo DS at 154.02 million, and the Switch is number three with 129.53 million. So, and it's not over yet, man. Like they still have probably about at least another year of selling the console, and I think it could move
Yeah,
into second place. I don't think it's gonna. I mean, it could catch PlayStation 2, but we'll see.
I don't know about PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 was like one of the GOAT
Uh,
consoles right there. You see it. That was man, that was every kid's like childhood, right?
yeah.
PlayStation 2. Um, I could see them easily. I could see them beating the DS and getting just under the PlayStation. It's gonna come down to like one vote, right? It's gonna come down to one. It's
Someone
gonna come down to
go
like
buy it.
one console,
Go buy
and
it.
you're the one that bought it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that.
Yeah.
But good for them. Those are absolutely astounding, solid numbers coming out of Nintendo. Now, moving on from that, Square Enix. We've got some more news. We've got a Final Fantasy 16 and 14 crossover has been announced.
Yeah. That's big time.
Yeah, that's. I wish we had a bomb sound.
Yeah.
All right, that's huge, especially for people that are huge fans of both of those games, and bringing 14 up into the 16 world or vice versa, depending.
Right.
No, that's absolutely awesome.
You know the
And
funniest thing out of all of this though is that Xbox players will be able to play Final Fantasy 14 and probably participate in the 16 crossover event, but then I have no idea what it's even alluding to because they couldn't play 16.
they'll have no clue. Yeah, they'll be like, "This is fun."
But
Yeah,
who are
I
these
just
people?
I just like the hair.
Yeah.
I just like their hair. It's fun. But
That's fucking great.
yeah, speaking of some other games, what do we got for 2K?
Yeah, man. 2K announced for NBA 2K24 that they have partnered up with a company known as One Up. They're going to be bringing non-pro esports tournaments to the gamers, and this is awesome to see because I think every competitive game should have some kind of feature, some kind of partnership with this, because like sometimes it's hard to use those other platforms that don't host tournaments properly or having to do like private scrimmages like we did with Shoot to Win, and that just it
Mhm.
struggles to work. Where like if you have a company that can handle this kind of stuff, boom, it just makes it easy.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
And
the
even better
accessibility
is
is
what 2K24.
big.
It'll be the first 2K where you can play crossplay. So Xbox, PlayStation, PC, don't fucking matter what you're playing on. You'll be able to check rock.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a huge thing. I'm really hoping that that one up can facilitate that and make that just more of a mainstream thing.
Right.
To see how that goes. Hopefully,
Because
we'll see
NBA
something.
2K is huge when it comes to esports. Fuck, I see it on TV all the time. It's on fucking like ESPN2 all the time now. The NBA 2K League, and I'm like, oh shit, like it's on. I check it out, and they're literally fucking displaying 2K on TV, and I'm like
And
this
there it
is
is.
fucking lit. I love this shit.
Yeah.
But enough of
But
2K,
moving
man.
on, yeah, moving on. We've got Dead by Daylight. So they have their next crossover with a franchise, and it's Alien.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I mean, makes perfect sense. A huge win for Ridley Scott fans.
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's gonna be
I love the
that's gonna be
Alien
cool.
franchise, and honestly,
Yeah,
Prometheus is one of my favorite movies of all time,
yeah.
and just
And
really,
you had said that a while back, and like, man,
yeah, it's
you know,
awesome.
he
I'm
it's
not a Dead by Daylight fan, so that's the bad
about to
part.
be.
But is it about to be just because aliens are? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll be enough to bring me into the franchise.
Doctor Who probably would have gotten me into Fortnite, so that's why I wanted to ask and just clarify. Doctor Who
Right,
one
right.
probably would have gotten me into Fortnite 100%.
Right, which Fortnite's coming up here on our list to talk about because they got a lot of good news this week. I was like, it was like every day I was like, oh shit, Fortnite's in the news. Oh shit, Fortnite's in the news. Like, what the fuck? But before I get there, real quick, just in regards to Respawn Entertainment and their Star Wars Jedi Survivor, it is apparently getting a PS4 and Xbox One port. It's in development right now, and I was just like, it's a head scratcher, but like, I get it. It's a cash grab because of how many people still play their PS4 and the Xbox One. Obviously, as long as they can make it run on those consoles without blowing them up or taking off for flight, because those PS4 fans are hilarious when they're fucking booting up and yeah,
That shit's a Cessna.
yeah. So hopefully they can get it to run there and not have any issues. Other than that, I mean, because it was a great game. It was a 10 out of 10 for me, and
So I still haven't played it yet. I'm considering picking that up here really shortly. But I just wanted to take a moment and be like, this is how that should be.
yeah,
It shouldn't be take care of last gen while we're doing our next gen games. It should be, hey, here's the stuff we're putting out for. This is next gen. This is the shit you paid for. This is the stuff you're gonna play on, and then we can start thinking about
right. If the game
games on the last
succeeds,
gen.
does well, makes sense, we'll bring it to last gen if it makes sense.
Yes, because like you said, a lot of people still have that console, and a lot of people have not moved up yet. And maybe they like their Xbox One. Maybe they just don't want to upgrade yet. And watching them kind of bring it back down to the last gen, that's what we want to see after current gen is taken care
I'm over here trying to remove the message, but I apparently can't do it in OBS, so that sucks.
of.
Um,
Doge hype, woo!
yeah, so excited
Love that.
for the support there with the free graphics and shit.
Love
Um,
it.
but let's move on to, like I said, Fortnite here. Um, Probably gonna
Hey, we got
butcher this.
Twisting Nether. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, welcome to
Yeah,
the stream
first time
here.
chat there. Welcome to the stream.
So we're gonna talk about Fortnite here. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu
It's
Kaisen.
Kaisen. There we
Jujutsu
go.
Kaisen.
Collab
Yes.
launches on August. I think it's 8th, right around the corner. I guess I forgot to type in the date. They did release a trailer, so definitely go check that out. When I dropped it in the chat, I know Roger was super excited for it. He was like, "Yo, like that shit's dope." So, like
Weebs
Marshmallow say,
unite.
"Weebs
Yes,
unite."
Marshmallow. Thank
Um,
you very much. Jujutsu Kaisen, so far, phenomenal anime. And it's not going to get me into Fortnite probably,
yeah.
but like seeing them still get that hype, get that crossover, get that playthrough, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
is I think this next news here might get you into Fortnite. Racing mode is coming Chapter 5.
Woo!
It's like its own
Let's go.
separate thing of Fortnite. Like it has its own casual and ranked play. But some interesting details came out in regards to it because it says there will be demolition when cars collide. There will be a new drifting mechanic with drifting boost. There will be a new oversteer mechanic, and if you hold accelerate during the countdown, you'll gain an initial boost. And it says you'll also be able to use Rocket League's Octane vehicle, which is awesome. Makes sense to do that crossover there. Cars' movement will be affected by the environment, stuff like mud and ice, and you can control your car mid-air and do tricks, and you can activate supersonic speed. So basically, they were like, "Oh, it's going to play like Mario Kart, more or less."
Yeah. Yep. That's how I was thinking when you're talking about mud, ice, everything like that. 100% Mario Kart.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Twisted Nether. We got to get Scotty into playing some Fortnite here, man.
So the next thing might actually get me in there.
Yeah, man. So when we're playing, when
We'll
you're
see.
ready to get your ass beaten some Uno, instead of like playing it on a table, we're gonna be playing it in Fortnite, I should say. So 'cause this was really interesting. Let's see if I can get some gameplay up here for you folks to check it out. Because I was like, yo, they really got fucking Uno in Fortnite.
Is that before or after the Little Uzi Vert concert?
So let's play a clip here real quick. Let me see if I can.
Yes, Nether. Uno in Fortnite. It's like
Uh,
that'll be my thing. I get into Fortnite, and then all of a sudden, I own the
let's
game.
restart that gameplay for you guys since I got the video to be a little bit more cropped.
Fortuno.
Yeah, Fortuno. It makes sense, and it's like it just works. Like it just fucking works. It's mind blowing.
I've never seen a first person shooter. Uno. That looks actually really fun.
Yeah, man. But it gets even better. I mean, who's ready to rage in fucking Monopoly, right? Monopoly is the next game coming to Fortnite, and you already know how crazy Monopoly can get and how long Monopoly can get. Imagine playing Fortnite 10 hours into the game, and you're like, you want to flip the table, no, you're just gonna shoot them in the face or something in the
I
game.
could I could 100% see a lady friend playing Uno in Fortnite, but I know she doesn't like Monopoly. So hopefully Uno just sticks around. We'll see how that goes.
And the
You
news
just
is not
shoot
over,
your
man.
hotel, put it on Boardwalk.
Right. So the news isn't over yet for Fortnite. Apparently, it's getting wall running and kicking the ability to kick off the wall, and it's being play tested right now for Chapter 5, Season 1. So we might be getting some like Titanfall kind of mobility in Fortnite. Be something
They're
different.
just going out and doing everything. They're doing everything they can. They're just like, let's try it. Why not? They're just I like the phrase like they're just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what sticks.
Right.
It's a very effective means of finding out what works by just throwing shit at a wall at the end of the day.
Yeah,
But
if it
yes,
don't work, then
Nether,
they'll just remove it or whatever.
Nether, this goes off of a conversation that we had earlier in this stream talking about Mario Kart. So like yes, lady friend. So like Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, like really any like two-player competitive game, like fighting games, uh, stuff like that. Monopoly. Yes, that is the ultimate like stress test for a relationship. If you can make it through Monopoly and you can make it through like Mario Kart, you're pretty good. You're solid. It might be rocky for like a week or so, but after that week, you should be good as long as you don't play again. But
Right,
yes,
right,
lady
right.
friend, it's really bad for healthy relationships because you're just it's a whole game about fucking other people over.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like,
So everyone's gonna
fuck
feel
you.
some type of way.
Yeah.
It's not like a play and then tally a score, like some other like board games or anything like that. It's just like you are actively fucking someone over.
Right. So enough of Fortnite. Let's talk about a franchise that we actually talked about a little bit earlier today.
Yes, so Transformers Reactive. That was officially announced. It's going to be a 1 to 4 player online action game. This is getting developed by Splash Damage, and it's going to be coming to consoles and PC. Uh, they haven't released a date yet, but
Mm,
hopefully sometime soon. Well, soon enough as
right.
far as development goes. But yeah, dude, I'm really excited for just like a good fucking Transformers game.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Uh,
And it makes
I
sense because like if once Activision Blizzard bring or comes to Xbox, they can revitalize all of those old Transformer games, and then they got the new one coming out.
Yes, absolutely.
It makes sense.
So, yeah, Like Transformers, like that's always probably for a lot of us has been a huge thing like since we were kids. I remember playing Beast Wars figurines, everything like that. I loved the Michael Bay movies. Those are like one of my guilty secrets,
Yeah.
like or guilty like pleasures. Love them, absolutely. Um, so to see a video game come out that could actually be like just a really well done Transformers game,
Right.
excellent.
Yeah, definitely,
But
definitely ready for that. But let
speaking of well performing games,
yeah, man, we just had to add the gaming news section with Baldur's Gate 3 just because of I just want to hype their success up. Yeah, we talked about how they had over 800,000 concurrent players via Steam, and the PS5 pre-orders have now skyrocketed due to the success of the game. But I wanted to talk about some interesting points of the minimum PC requirements. Like they put them out. And it requires your typical Windows 10, Intel i5, or AMD FX 8350, 8 gigabytes of RAM, NVIDIA graphics card of 970 or the RX 480 with 4 gigabytes of VRAM, DirectX 11, 150 gigabytes available in storage is a lot. And additional notes: an SSD is required here, as opposed to a game that said it required an SSD called Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, but that's here nor there. But the recommended settings is an Intel i7 8700K or the AMD R5 3600, 16 gigabytes of RAM, the NVIDIA 2060 Super or the RX 5700 XT with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. But someone wanted to point out they were like the minimum PC specs for Baldur's Gate 3 are below the Xbox Series S,
they
and the reason
are
why they are can't make the game for the Xbox right now is because of the Series S, and it has something to do with the split screen capabilities apparently on the Series S. It's struggling with, but like, how can it run on a PC that requires a lot less than the Series S? Like, what is going on with either development or the console itself?
that's minimum. That does
Right,
not mean
minimum.
you are going to get the experience that is desired.
Right.
Recommended. Now, if you start looking at recommended, that's that's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
What the minimum requirements to run it they're gonna stay that minimum.
Right.
You when you're looking at recommended, those are the things that hey we have noticed like here is our desired experience. Here's what you need to achieve that desired experience that we would like you to see. Here's what you need to play the game. Here's what you need to really have the experience. And when you start looking at the recommended versus the Xbox Series S, there's a little bit of a delta there,
Right.
and that's where that's gonna come in. Minimum means you can start the game, boot the game, and play the game. That is
Right.
it.
Right. Because
Um,
right now I could play that game if I wanted to, but it probably looked like I was playing a PS1 game.
well, it's like the minimum requirements for a car is engine, keys, gas, tires. That's it. It's recommended you have seats, a windshield, turning signals, like all those things.
Right.
Like it's recommended. Like that's your the recommended is your real true kind of like if you want to play this the way it's intended, that's really your minimum. And the
Right.
minimum is just like if you want to be able to say you can boot it up.
Right. Then go.
There you
Then go
go.
for it. But the other part of this news here, it was Steam Deck verified as well, which was awesome to see. Because the Steam Deck is super popular. It actually, if people don't know, the Linux operating system became the number 2 operating system. It passed Mac OS the other day, and it's all thanks to the Steam Deck because the Steam Deck actually runs a Linux-based operating system, and you're just like, wow.
Love that.
But yeah, man. So that's all of our gaming news, and it's time to round out our episode with the upcoming leaks and rumors. Cause I'm low key excited here. So, kick it off here. Xbox was in the leaks and rumors as well, and it's because of Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Oblivion, I should say, not Oblivion, like our other co-host. The Oblivion remake is in development over at Virtuous Games, and will be using the Unreal Engine 5 and could release between 2024 and 2025. So, anybody who's a big fan of that, like Scott, I know you are. I know you're looking forward to this. Is this what you want?
I am. I am. If you can't give me Elder Scrolls 6, give me a Morrowind or Oblivion remake. Fine.
Okay.
That will satiate me until you get off your asses and give me my fucking game. But yes, no, absolutely. Oblivion was an amazing game. The storytelling, everything, the quests, the best Dark Brotherhood quest line, IMO.
Hmm.
Uh, I would love to see that in an Unreal Engine 5. I would absolutely love to see that. And I would pay to see that. And when it comes out, I'm going to pay to see that.
I'm gonna pay to see.
100%.
Well, hopefully it comes to Game Pass, so you don't have to pay for
I mean, whatever. I'll pay for Game Pass.
it.
I don't care. I kind of want that. This is the only other thing that had me really excited, like this excited as far as remakes, was the Skywind, the fan
Okay.
remake.
Yeah, yeah.
Was Morrowind with the Skyrim engine and graphics and mechanics.
Hmm.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, but speaking of what we might see in the next 2 years,
Hmm.
Nintendo development kits for Nintendo's next console are now in the hands of key partners, and they're planning to release next year, according to a VGC source. So maybe Gamescom could be officially announced, but we're just kind of holding off to see what we can hear come out
Right.
of there. The Switcheroo, the Switch
Yeah,
2,
the
Electric
next Switch,
Boogaloo,
the Switch
um,
XL,
yeah, the
the
Switch
new Switch.
Swatch, Switch
Yeah,
Swash, who knows?
right. And
But whatever it's
Gamescom
gonna
is at the
be,
end of the month here, so
yeah,
we could see
whatever
a
it's gonna
big
be is
announcement
out
here
there.
soon.
So we could see that. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of curious about like whether they had a chance to pass the DS or the PlayStation 2, knowing that the next console is supposed to release soon.
That's kind of why I hid a little bit from that, knowing that we had this coming up in leaks and rumors. Because once this drops, that number stops.
Hmm. Pretty
Well,
much.
maybe.
Maybe not because I mean the
So
Switch they could slash the price or the Switch because it's the older console, it's old gen. So now the Switch is
yeah,
$150. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, like there's so many great games on the
I mean,
Switch."
why not?
Well, let me go buy the
Especially for
Switch.
especially for like avid collectors of people who have like over the years just gotten this massive collection of like basically every console. They're
I've been
retro
trying.
gamers. They have yeah, yeah. So do you own a Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say if you didn't, if it
I
went to
have a
150, would
Switch,
you
I
buy
have
it?
the Wii U, I have the N64, the DS.
So
Yeah, man, I got a lot of their
I'm
consoles.
I'm curious to see that backwards compatibility with that.
The new one,
Um,
yeah.
I mean obviously like that's I should be a shoe in, right?
You
But
would
we
hope.
don't know
They'll just
100%.
add a expansion part 2
Nintendo's
or
if they
whatever to
as
their
I say
online thing.
they'll put an expansion on it. There's one thing Nintendo loves changing, it's their cartridges. So who knows? But hopefully that'll be backwards compatible and be able to play
Right.
some of your older games on that, which will cut down the sales of the Switch if the new one will allow you to play it.
Right. All right, so I'm going to continue the good news here because according to Tom Henderson, which is big guy, big name into the gaming industry here, he's heard a lot of great things around Ubisoft games. The upcoming Ghost Recon game known as Project Over, Far Cry 7, and Assassin's Creed Red. Their development cycles have been really well. The games are looking really good. Like we have a lot to look forward to these. So if he's hyping them up, I'm gonna take his word for it because he knows what he's talking about in that. And like if they could build off of what Far Cry 6 did and make it even better and capitalize on what they can do better and make Far Cry 7 that much better, I'm all for it. Ghost Recon, I haven't really played the last couple ones, but Ghost Recon was always one of those cult classics, well-known IPs that have been pretty trash with the last couple of releases. So if they can make that a much better game and maybe return to the roots of what made Ghost Recon, then go for it. And then Assassin's Creed, I mean, I think they're doing really well. It's just, are we going to have too much Assassin's Creed is going to be the issue, like the oversaturation of having 11 Assassin's Creed games in development right
Yeah, oversaturation for sure. Over saturation,
now.
maybe.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a really poor joke about the when you said it was gonna be called Project Over, and I was gonna be like Project what over? And you'd be like Project Over. Like, yeah, Project what over? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Well,
still made it
I was gonna
anyway.
make the joke because Marshmallow. Never mind. We're gonna skip that part there. But Scott, obviously you're a huge Harry Potter fan, so WB Games was in the news lately.
So yeah, I we had talked about this back when Hogwarts Legacy had dropped because just they fucked us. They fucked us on Quidditch, man. You have the Quidditch pitch out there. You are flying. You are talking to the Quidditch like coach, like you are doing it. You one of your side quests is like to fly out of the Quidditch pitch. You meet people at the Quidditch pitch, and we were like, why is this not in here?
Yep.
Like two things we wanted: morality system, Quidditch, and they had said, well, it's because they're doing a Quidditch game. We're gonna see when that comes out. Whatever. Well, 9 minutes of gameplay has leaked for the game Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, which of course is the game that we had referenced or alluded to, even without us knowing, because we didn't know what the name was going to be. But this is that game that kept Quidditch out of Hogwarts Legacy. So Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, it's going to be the multiplayer game. It's based around on the fictional wizarding sports game. For anybody who doesn't know what Quidditch is. But a recently leaked video showed of 9 minutes of gameplay while playing as a chaser. And then the roster and character customization options are also shown. And the game is a very different art style from Hogwarts Legacy, which kind of a bummer.
Right.
I thought Hogwarts Legacy looked really, really good.
Right.
And I thought that if you could have just pulled that in and made the Quidditch game, or we had spoken before, like, oh, what if you make a Quidditch DLC or something,
Right.
With that. So it definitely looks different. Not terrible, but just different, for me at least. But yeah, that's what they're going to be coming out with. They got 9 minutes on it out there online, and hopefully, I hope it doesn't flop, because if this flops, then they kept Quidditch out of Hogwarts Legacy for nothing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
For a cash grab.
Yeah, for a cash grab. But speaking of Warner Bros. Games, a teaser for a new Lego Harry Potter game appeared briefly on Instagram. And if there's one thing I will say, people that do great games, it's when you do the Lego
version of them. Yeah.
Variable. Like Star Wars Lego, like all of it.
The Skywalker saga was fucking phenomenal. Saga,
like it's just fun. Lego has always been putting out some good stuff there. And I mean, hopefully Lego Harry Potter is going to be just great.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
For sure.
But what about some other stuff?
Yeah, man. So we're going to end out our leaks and rumors here with Lenovo. Lenovo is never in the gaming industry news here ever, but they're reportedly resurrecting their gaming handheld plans with a new console called Legion Go. And it makes sense, because they were probably like, oh, we're going to make this handheld. Maybe they're not that big. And then everybody made a handheld game. They're like, well, maybe we should have made it.
Well, shit.
Right. So why not? I mean, Lenovo, it's a solid company. It'll be add to the competition, so maybe it drives. Yeah. It makes the gaming industry better. So I'm all for it.
Competition breeds innovation. There we go.
We'll see.
That's it.
We'll see.
Better products, lower pricing.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
Better ingredients, better pizza. That's all it is. That's all we
I feel like we said it the last time where the episode was just me and you.
We did say that one time a while back, and it was better ingredients, better pizza. I think.
Better games, or it was like
better games, Papa John's. There it is.
But yeah, man, that's everything that we got this week. It was it seemed like a lot more when I was putting this together, but we kind of ran through this. But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and close out this week's episode. So we'll start off by thanking our live audience here today on Twitch. But we also want to thank everyone who checks us out later on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you may get your episodes. But Scott, where can the community find you at?
Well, as always, you can find me on twitch.tv/Scoby1, where I do also co-stream our Exo Primal. On Discord, you can find me Scoby1, no numbers. Battle.net, Scoby1 as well. Numbers are 11780. And if you just want to go ahead and kind of take a look and see what I'm up to, you can find me on Instagram at Scoby1.
And of course, everyone, you can check me over at X, which is Mr. Never Chillin _. Threads is at Mr. Never Chillin. Xbox is X Never Space Chillin. Facebook is Vic Brubacher. If you have any questions, concerns, hit me up there. And of course, I'm streaming over on my Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Never Chillin. I'm currently playing through Mass Effect 3, Back for Blood, and I got to figure out my next small game, so stay tuned for that. But we want to thank everyone again, and until next time, peace.
Press Start Podcast.